I'm Andy Otto, and I'm on the pastoral team at Ignatius House. I love this passage from the book of Daniel. It's a song sung by the three men King Nebuchadnezzar threw into the furnace when they refused to worship his golden statue. Their voices ring out amidst the flames, praising creation. The men come out of the furnace untouched by the fire. It's an interesting passage, as many of our fellow human beings are dealing with raging fires in the western United States. How can we say fire and heat, bless the Lord, when it's destroying livelihoods? How can we say dew and rain, even winds, bless the Lord, when hurricanes are wiping out whole cities? St. Francis, in his prayer, the Canticle of the Sun, calls these elements of nature brother wind, sister water, and brother fire. There's an awe for them, a dignity and respect shown to them. Wind and rain and fire simply want to be, yet we're not allowing them to be. We neglect these siblings of creation, and it's as if they're fighting back. Pope Francis calls our contribution to climate change a grave sin. Our actions disrupt the gift of our balanced ecosystem. We disrupt sister water and brother fire's natural course, natural state of being. When were you last in awe of a dewdrop or struck by the beauty of a mountain? I was recently walking a trail in North Georgia and was stopped in my tracks by a single leaf that had fallen upon the path. It was orange and red and green and yellow. It was stunning. And I looked up and I saw the larger view. Scattered among the trees were spots of color. The leaves were already changing, and I didn't notice this initially. I just stood there in this moment of gratitude. You could say that I was quite down to earth, present in God's creation. But often we're not so present to the earth. Edward Hayes says that we're so fond of ascensions. It's in our religious tradition and even in our space program. We want to ascend high into the sky to seek something better on some other world. St. Ignatius was even known to gaze up at the night sky in awe of God's wonder. But sometimes it can be an attempt to escape from nature, from the world that we've been given. We wax about heaven being our home one day, but we forget that this is our home, right here and right now. It's not a world to escape, but a home, a gift God has given us. Edward Hayes offers this idea of a new feast day, a feast of dissension, a holy celebration of our return to earth, with an outdoor liturgy where humans and nature live and worship together. Isn't it interesting that many churches during the pandemic are having outdoor liturgies? Perhaps the pandemic has forced us into a dissension. This year has illuminated the neglect we've given our earth and its inhabitants. My brother, who lives near the fires in California, told me that he even hears the wild turkeys choking on the smoke. Another disruption to our siblings of creation. The psalmist tells us that nature and God are interwoven. As Pope Francis says in Laudato Si', we cannot separate our experience of nature with our experience of God. In our chapel at Ignatius House during Mass, I often gaze through the large windows and see the trees bending and waving in the breeze. It's as if they're praising God. Perhaps this is a sign of humans and nature worshiping together. You know, creation of the universe was the first incarnation of God. Let us spend more time outside and see how present God is there. Let us remind ourselves that when we were born as siblings, as sisters and brothers, into a family already here, already living into their purpose, already praising God.